So I got sent to what was then 2nd Battalion Royal Green Jackets. Yeah. There was 3 battalions just as I was joining, but also we were literally losing a battalion as well as I was joining. So within 6 months, we went from 2 RGJ, so 2 Royal Green Jackets, to the 1st Battalion. And that was straight to Northern Ireland. And that was before the peace process had kicked in. So
was it?
So that's 92. Yeah, so July 92, I went straight to Northern Ireland. At the time, I was 17, I think I was 17 3/4 when I got there. So I wasn't allowed on the streets, because you can't go on the streets until you're 18 years old. Yeah. So you're sort of just kicking about camp, just doing sort of, niff, naff and trivial, basically. Being enemy for when you're going away on exercises and stuff like that back on the mainland in the UK. But as soon as 18 kicked in, you're straight on the streets, and then just literally patrolling Northern Ireland. And that was my first sort of posting. So literally straight in the deep end, in essence. Yeah. But again, it's exciting. Back then, Northern Ireland was the main sort of, it was the main posting back then. You know, there wasn't no like big conflicts. You didn't have your Iraqs, your Afghanistans, Bosnia had kicked off yet either. So Northern Ireland was the main sort of posting where you get a medal for going over. Yeah. Because you've served in Northern Ireland. So so I did a year in Northern Ireland, which was a bit of an eye opener. One side love you, another side hate you. So that was a bit of an eye opener, you know, just going over there and just because they're on one side of the divide, they actually hate you. But you're there to keep the peace as such. But being in the middle of, you know, the hate and the love sort of thing from the divide is it's quite hard. It's quite, you're like, we're here to help. We're not here to, you know, make it worse as such. We're actually here to help. Yeah. But obviously different factions didn't see it that way. And again, it just goes into all the politics of, you know, of the country sort of thing. Which if you go into it, it's just that deep. Go on and on. But yeah, so bit of an eye opener going over there.
And because I can imagine, while you're talking, right, because it's amazing. I watched some war movies, and to me, for someone that doesn't really know the structure, it seems like everything's going on at once, and I'm thinking to myself, who's controlling all of the fighters? But when you break it down, it sounds like it's organized. Everything is organized, but from an outsider looking in, you just see everyone running around and fighting. Yes. Yeah.
It is. It's a well-oiled machine, and it's, you know, different tactics come out, and we change the different tactics. But I'd say the main sort of the way we work hasn't really changed. Tactics might change because, you know, conflicts within the world change, so you have to change the way you fight. You see it now with all the drones, all the technology that's coming out, all that sort of good stuff, like the sort of silent war, communication wars, cyber massive thing at the minute. Cyber wars are. So you sort of evolve with certain conflicts, and you know, your training just evolves. New weapon systems will come out because it has to be. You know, you have to have these new weapon systems or the new communication systems for that specific whatever you're going, what task you're going to be going on. And it works from the top. So you got the colonel at the top who sort of controls the whole battalion. So he's, as he says, he's the commanding officer who's the colonel. Then you got all his staff underneath him. And it's just a well rehearsed drill sort of thing. It's just, you know, before you do go away to when we went to Northern Ireland or other conflicts, you know, the lead up to going there is like 12 months long. So you're doing 12 months worth of training and learning, you know, what to do and what not to do in certain situations. You're doing all that for 12 months before you go. Then you actually get out there, you know, 9 times out of 10, them situations are not going to happen. You're not going to see anything. While I was in Northern Ireland, I didn't see, you know, I wasn't part of a shooting. I wasn't part of a bombing, an IED or anything like that. It had happened to people within the battalion around there, but, you know, we didn't see anything. Probably fortunate as well, the way, you know, luckily if you don't fire your weapon, then to me that's sort of a good tour as such, you know. So, but yeah, so it's just well rehearsed and it's well drilled. If Back then, the terrorist organisations bought something new out. We'd always look at it, and the people higher up on the big pay scales, they'd look at it and like, how can we defeat this? Well, we'll defeat it by bringing this new tactic out or this new piece of equipment out. Then we'll just cascade the training down to the lowest, like I was at the time, a rifleman, to the lowest people to combat that. So it is, again, it's just an evolving machine constantly.
And the adrenaline as well. I want to touch on the adrenaline, because I can imagine when you're out there, the adrenaline, even just before you go out, the adrenaline must be really, really intense. But then you've got the come down after it as well. How do you manage?
Yeah, so I'd say with Northern Ireland, it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was mundane, because it was dangerous. Like I say, it wasn't. But if you went to sort of other sort of conflicts, sort of Iraq's, your Afghanistan's, in particular Afghanistan, you're going out on the ground, and probably, I'd say 75% chance you're gonna get into a firefight with insurgents. It's sort of an inevitable. It is going to happen. So that's always in the back of your mind. So don't get me wrong, you are nervous, because you could, and it is in the back of your mind. Some people will probably say, "No, it's not." It is. It's there. The fact that I'm about to go at this gate of this patrol base in the middle of sort of nowhere. I bet, on the outskirts of Afghanistan village, you're going out those gates, and it could be the thought that, you know what, I might not come back. I might be going back on a helicopter. I'm missing a leg, missing an arm. Might even be, I might even be killed. I might see my mates, get blown up, get shot. So that thought is there, but you bury it, you put it in a locker, and you close that locker door. Because if you thought about that, you'd sort of never go out. You'd be too scared to go out, sort of thing, or you'd be too nervous and couldn't make a mistake if you're too nervous. So you put that thought, you put it in a locker within your head, and then you go out. And that's when the training just kicks in. Because again, the lead up to it is like 12 months, and I think that's what a lot of people don't really. That's what they don't see. So they see us sort of going away to Afghanistan, Iraq, all the other places, and we go away, between 6 and 7 months. However, what they don't see is we've actually gone away from our families pre-tour, before we've actually gone to the conflict area. So we're training for 12 months.